my last question is, if an agency is trying to knock down your door and attempting to win business from you, what advice would you give that agency?
Oh, this is actually it's a little bit of a touchy subject with me. I can be honest, I probably have 15 to 20 emails daily that come in
Yeah,
from people soliciting their services and,
yeah.
new apps and, new e-commerce and sometimes there are things that have nothing to do with my position. So, I get a lot of those. One of my
Yeah,
pet peeves really, I'm following up on an earlier message. This is a new thing going around. I'm following up on this message to see
yeah,
if you thought
yeah,
any more about
yeah,
it, but I never got the earlier message.
yeah.
Those ones get those ones get deleted. I honestly I delete them right away. I'll tell you that right
Yes.
now. I delete them right away when I know I haven't received them. I think it's really important for people to really research who they're emailing to make
Okay.
sure it's even what they do. Um, it's and if the person doesn't get back to them right away, don't message them 3 times that week. That is a real, it's just not it's not a great first impression. I understand people are very excited. I actually had one person who was very honest and said, "Listen, I'm going to be honest. I got your name off a list." I'm like, "Oh God, that's why I'm getting all these. Where's how did my name get on a list?" And she's,
How do I get
upfront,
off
she's like,
that list?
and I'm like, "Look, I don't." Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm like, "Is that still legal?" Especially when they don't have the unsubscribe. If they don't have the
Yeah. Oh,
unsubscribe on
yeah.
their email, that's very frustrating because it lets people know. I mean, I don't want to waste your time, and it's hard for, I end up putting them to my junk and they're still writing me and it's going into the junk mail and I think that the ones have a bit more of an honest approach, it's great, but I will try to write them back and say, listen, that's not my department. Or, I don't deal with that with what I do. Or I'll say, we have an outside agency, for the most part, I'll write back. But when you get the really aggressive ones, yeah, it
Yeah.
just goes into the other box. I clean it out every now and then. And yeah.
Can you think of any in recent past that really sort of stood out, either email or just the approach that an agency took that really helped them stand out, and maybe, caused you to take pause and take a look at them?
Yeah, the one person who was very honest and said, "Listen, I got your name from a list,
Okay.
I'm not even sure if you're looking for this right now." It was a bit
Yeah.
more, as I said, it was a bit more of that honest approach.
Okay.
I wrote them and just said, "Look, I'm not looking for that service right now.
Yeah.
We have an outside agency that deals with this for us, and, I can at least give them the response and, thank you
Yeah,
and move
that's
on."
cool.
But I'll tell you, if you are doing the approach of following up on this previous email I sent you, and you never sent that previous email and you make it look like you sent it down below. And I usually, I will go back. I'll like, did they send that? And I didn't get it. And I'll look, I'm like, yeah, they never sent me an email. So, that's an instant delete. So if that is your approach, I'm telling you that my advice is do not.